The exit polls are out, and if these numbers actually hold on 4th of June, then Prime Minister Narendra Modi is set to make history. He will be the first Prime Minister in independent India to win a clear majority for a third term. He'll also be the first Prime Minister in 3 decades to return with a bigger mandate, and the first non-Congress Prime Minister to win a straight third term in a row. But as expected, the opposition has dismissed all the polls and the predictions. How is the government looking at it? With me, Union Minister Hardeep Puri. Thank you so much for speaking to NDTV.
First of all, I'm speaking to you as a BJP Karyakarta. How am I looking at it, and how are the other BJP Karyakartas whom I'm in touch with? This is not something on which the government has to take a position.
Okay, so let's talk about it.
No, because there is a man called Mallikarjun Kharge who's hell-bent on self-certification for you know what. So if he thinks 295 is what the India alliance is giving, give him another 48 hours to indulge in a little bit of self-delusion, little bit of make-believe. Then he'll discover on the 4th, if we are speaking at this time, that he was living in a make-believe world. The fact of the matter is the exit polls, and Mariaji, all of them, all the exit polls are pointing in a direction. My own experience of 2014 and 19 are that when the BJP puts out numbers, the BJP does so on the basis of some hard data. In 2019, we had calculated the number of beneficiaries of central government schemes, and they turned out to be 22 crore. And we got 22 crore, 90 lakh votes. Now we've done an exercise, they come to over 33 crores. And if that 33 crore figure is correct, BJP by itself will get over 340 seats, closer to 350 or so. I said 10% more means 333, 15% more means 345. I think we are close to 350 plus ourselves. Along with our NDA allies, will either be close to 400 or past it. Mallikarjun Kharge, on the other hand, is just, they had a drawing room conversation. Not all the India alliance were there. They said, "Aapka kya number hai? Aapka kya number hai?" उन्होंने उसको एक highest common denominator करके 295 का figure declare कर दिया. उनकी credibility पे क्या impact होने वाला इससे? You know, they have already collapsed. Many of their constituents have collapsed. Aam Aadmi Party has been wiped out in Delhi. In Punjab, they're almost wiped out. TMC in West Bengal. Please look at what the exit polls are saying. I mean, whether you used a very nice expression, will the exit poll hold? Exit poll is pointing to a direction. If the BJP gets 28 in West Bengal or 30, it's a wipeout of the TMC. On the other hand, even in Bihar, you look at Karnataka, we've got 52% of the vote share. So it's all pointing in a direction where the Honorable Prime Minister has successfully demonstrated that good governance is good politics, good economics is good politics, the country is on the rise, there's a greater surge of self-confidence, and that's what the exit poll says.
But Akhilesh Yadav says that the exit polls, poll ka aadhar EVM nahi DM hai. Essentially district magistrate, and he has some very, very sharp views. In fact, he's explaining some kind of chronology and going on to say that the purpose of this exit poll is essentially to have impact on the markets when the share markets open on Monday. And he has requested all the Karyakartas of the India Bloc to monitor the strong rooms so that you don't do ghapla in the EVMs.
There's already been a scrutiny of EVM. There was this big challenge mounted, the Supreme Court, the Election Commission, they've all done it. Look, I don't think anyone who's delusional or is bent on, they don't have any issues, all right? They said, NDA की 150 आएंगी. अरे 150 मैंने पूछा 400 बाकी किसकी आएंगी? So today, don't take them too seriously. I think Mr. Akhilesh Yadav needs a reality check. He's talking about the DMs, that somebody is calling the DMs. He should know his level. He's probably at that level. The Home Minister of India doesn't call up a district officer or a subdivisional officer. Home Minister deals with the Chief Minister of a state. And so he's just putting statements out. But I think it's a diminishing return. We're already today on the 2nd. It's a question of only today and tomorrow. Day after tomorrow it'll come. What will the stock markets do? Stock markets were already rallying. I mean, if you look at before the markets closed for the weekend, the numbers are already looking up. And I think the stock markets don't react to exit polls. Stock markets react to the actual poll results. So I think all of them need a reality check.
Okay, but it's not stopping at just tweets or reactions to media. In fact, the India party's delegation will be meeting the Election Commission later today.
I wish them a very successful meeting. So what will happen there? No, they'll meet, so what? I mean, you can turn around and say, "Arey, wo court mein case kar do." Kar do. Kar kya rahe hain log? They have to fight an election. And that election, they have not been able to succeed. I think the Prime Minister's tweet is it's a very interesting. He's thanked the people, and he's also said that the India Alliance has not been able to, make it this time. But the leader is still young. He's 55 years old. Some of these launches have not worked, but you still have 2029 and 2034 to look forward to.
So you're saying that Rahul Gandhi and other leaders should plan for after 5 years.
I'm only talking about Mr. Rahul Gandhi.
No, he has in fact called these exit polls a fantasy poll.
As I said, you must indulge them. You must allow them to say whatever they want. This is the same gentleman, he said, "Main ek X-ray karunga. Caste ki, society ki, fir khadakat, fadafat." And they're all very happy with the sound of khadakat, as if it's a chocolate or something to be bitten at. Fadafat, Faluda ice cream or something like that. Fadafat, khadakat, aur maine sara dhan jo aapne kiya, main usko ekdam baant dunga. I mean, I don't want to use trying language. He's got an intellectual mentor in a guy who's that salt, pepper, look beard. What's his name? Sam Pitroda. Then he's got Manishankar Iyer. Then he's got Jairam Ramesh. A man is known by the company he keeps. And unless Mr. Gandhi, after this resounding defeat, I don't think he's going to win either Wayanad or Raibeli, he better get himself a proper set of advisors.
But sir, opposition leaders also have their ear to the ground.
Do they?
To dismiss them as delusional may not be fair, because they were also...
290 opinion polls are saying the NDA is getting 360 and they are getting 295. I mean, they must be living in a different world. On what basis? Opinion polls, I know. Exit polls, how is an exit poll conducted? A very large number of people who are coming out of a booth, they are spoken to, they're tested, they're cross-referenced, all right? And on that basis, you do some collation. Whereas this was a poll taken amongst 15 people, each with a high degree of frustration in a room, and they come up with a figure 295. So you can take it seriously because it's a topic of conversation. And for some of us, it's a question of wondering where they're coming from and where they're going.
Okay, so let's discuss exit polls. You have reasons to, be celebratory about it.
No, not at all.
Because of the numbers in which...
Madam, we are not celebrating and we're not being arrogant about it. I am merely stating the facts. What we said 6 months ago, what we said 3 months ago, what we have said during the campaign, it all broadly fits into a bandwidth of what the BJP has been saying. That's all.
Then how is the BJP, keeping the exit poll numbers in mind? And there have been, several instances of exit polls going wrong. So we have to put that caveat as journalists. But Mr. Puri, when we look at the first two phases, even BJP was worried because of the lack of enthusiasm. Then how did this translate into a number which is clearly looking like a wave election?
I am not going to agree to what is an impression somebody had. Let me take each of these components separately for you. One is voter turnout is very bad. Maria ji, between the 2019 election and the 2024 election, the number of voters added is something like 8 or 9 crores. We were at 90 crores in 2019 and we are today at 97 or 98 crores today. If you take those 8-9 crores extra votes, divide them by the number of Lok Sabha seats, it means each constituency has 1 lakh or 1.5 lakh additional voters. And the voting percentage has been the same, somewhere slight dip, but the number of voters who voted is much more than the last time. That's the point. So you don't, percentage of what? Say I've grown 150% since in the last 6 months. But last 6 months, the base was 0. So if you took at the base, 8 crore addition and 150,000 additional voters, and they have come out to vote. That is the point. So the total number of voters is much more, number one. Number two, you had the southern states in the beginning. Today it's emerging, Mariaji, that the BJP will be the single largest party in the southern states.
Yes, that's my next question. Let me ask that question to you, sir. That, you had seen southern India, Prime Minister in particular had identified southern India and also the east of India as potential catchment areas.
And it's worked.
And if these numbers hold, then certainly that strategy has worked. Because you had maxed in central and northern India.
It's not just a strategy, it's the effort put in. The effort put in Bengal, the effort put in Orissa, the effort put in the southern states. Let me give you one or two very small statistics. In the kind of political education I've had, we started when I was in the university, and it was the era of the Jansangh and the Vidyarthi Parishad for me. We were started being told that you are a North Indian Baniya Brahmin party, that you don't go to the south at all. Today, we are a pan-India party, and in my view of thinking then, was that Kerala and Tamil Nadu will be the last states which will come within the BJP fold. Today, you have a situation where in Karnataka, a southern state, we have 52% vote share. Okay? That can't be wrong. That can't be by and large wrong.
But you lost the state.
No, hold on. That's some time ago. No. But now, in this time, 52% vote share.
So the indication also is, Mr. Puri, that people vote differently as far as assembly elections are concerned.
It's an evolving situation. We had 4% vote share somewhere, and we got 22% now. Kerala. In Punjab, we had 9%. We've come up to 26% because we were not fighting the seats earlier. The submission I make to you, BJP today is a pan-India party. BJP is going to fight either on its own or with its allies throughout the country. Allies are doing well. BJP is doing even better. Today, you are going to enter the next Lok Sabha with the BJP itself with a fantastic number of 350, 360 and together over 400.
You and I are talking at a time when Prime Minister Narendra Modi is holding meetings and also looking at potential 100-day agenda. He's brainstorming on that, looking at looking at other governance issues. This is a government which is looking at imminent continuity, and Mr. Modi is back at business.
Well, sure. The ones who predicted 295 are now looking at which holiday resorts to tap after the 4th of June outside the country. The 295 projection for the India alliance with which Mr. Kharge has made, whereas this government, which is confident of a majority, the numbers we are discussing, but the exit polls have said that. Today, Mr. Modi is in the happy situation. He started this exercise of 100 days 6 months ago. The cabinet secretaries held many meetings. I am associated with 2 ministries. We've given our suggestions on what should go into the first 100-day program. Every other ministry has done the same. So today, this is continuum in governance. And we are already looking at what the next 5 years are going to be, because there is a quiet confidence that we are coming back to power and that good work of 10 years has to be continued.
All right. Thank you so much for speaking to NDTV. So it's quiet confidence is what Hardeep Puri, Union Minister and also senior BJP leader says. But of course, they have taken head on the political opponents, including Rahul Gandhi, Akhilesh Yadav, all of them dismissing the exit polls as some kind of fantasy poll.